In an exclusive interview with GB News, President Trump, the true president of the United States, has declared his support for Liz Truss's economic plan. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the first video of the day. We're going to come to you guys, as usual, every half an hour with a number of updates from inside and outside the Westminster bubble. But first things first, let's talk about President Trump. He was on GB News. I'm going to show you the clip. He was on Nigel Farage's show, but Nigel Farage is away, so Lawrence Fox took his place to interview the president, and they talked about a number of issues. They talked about Meghan, Harry, they talked about Biden, they talked about the current British government, Liz Truss as the new prime minister. Some people were surprised with this statement that Trump decided to back Liz Truss's tax plans and economic plan. It's not fully surprising. If you remember, he did the exact same thing. A very similar radical proposal, and actually implemented the tax cuts. And at the time, Trump himself received a massive backlash from the establishment, from the liberal side to the mainstream media, as well as some of the actual Republicans who are essentially Republican in name only, the left wing of the Republican Party. But this is why on GB News' show with Lawrence Fox, President Trump said this.
Well, I like some of the things she's done, and she seems very nice, very good. But I like some of the things. You know, it's inverse. A lot of times finance is inverse. I cut taxes very substantially, and we did much more business. And she's done that. And I know she's taken some hits for it, which surprises me, actually. But it could be at the end of the year, you'll do bigger revenues.
I mean, as President Trump said himself, that's the main point. The way you do budget management is one thing. The way you do actual economic policies is a whole different idea. But fiscal management, fiscal responsibility when it comes to their tax cuts, and actually being able to also cut the waste when it comes to government budget, government spending, not necessarily public services. Because every time we talk about government spending, people say, oh, no, public services. No, you don't have to go with frontline public services. Government spending is different to public services spending. And there's so much that the government wastes money on every single day that could be easily cut.
It's going to be very interesting. What she did is very inverse to what some people thought. But that doesn't mean they were right. I have a feeling she might be right. But I think very highly of her. And she had a great send-off from the Queen. That was the last one of the Queen's send-offs. So that was a big deal, right?
Yes, it was a truly momentous day, and it was so lovely to see the world, the eyes of the world on Britain, and Britain do such a wonderful job of saying goodbye to such a fantastic public servant.
I mean, he's absolutely spot on, but I also really respect President Trump and his loyalty and his love towards the Queen and the royal family and the constitutional monarchy in general. As a lot of people, the new anti-establishment right-wingers don't really agree with Trump on this issue, but he's right. Yeah, he's right. You know, we're not going to lie here on the channel. So this is the update on what he said. There's also other things I mentioned. I'm going to come back every half an hour to give you guys all the other updates. Next video, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to tell you guys about the other parties. Let's talk about Reform UK and Richard Tice and his plan to leave the ECHR. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.